pleased to be headline sponsor once again for this event, and it's certainly a first to launch these awards in this manner. We're going through strange and unnerving times at the moment, and whilst these awards may possibly be the last thing people will be thinking about, I think there will be many of you that will take this as an opportunity to spend our enforced spare time to give serious thought to your application and enjoy the diversion from the chaos that surrounds us. So welcome to an event which celebrates the achievements of some fantastic local businesses. As a business, we have continued to support the Business Awards across the region. Stanaire's ethos is all about its people, and as such, we believe that by recognising and acknowledging the success of these businesses which have shown innovation and commitment to improvement, it can only lead to new and better employment opportunities across the region. Coupled with this, both the finalists and the winners obviously achieve a much higher profile following these awards. The SME Awards success is reflected in an increase of applicants each year to date. Stanaire has achieved over 40 years in business serving local firms. We've always focused on hard work and entrepreneurship, which is why we're pleased to back not only the awards, but other businesses and initiatives that are significant to the counties in which we operate. Here in Northamptonshire, our sponsorship includes Northampton County Cricket Club, where we sponsor the mascot Steeler the dog, plus local theatre groups within the county and involvement with Team Brit. These awards give the opportunity to small firms to share with others the excellent work they do. They bring together local companies and offer a forum to discuss and celebrate their success stories, as well as mull over experiences and gain advice or offer advice themselves. The awards celebrate the success of these businesses and encourage others to aspire to and achieve greater things. I look forward to reading through all your applications, as usual urging you to ensure that your application is as detailed as possible and is backed up by solid evidence. Attach as much as possible to substantiate your claims. Remember, we do not meet you after the launch, and not at all in this case, so your impact can only come through your application. Make the most of it. I look forward to meeting you through your application and being wowed by your achievement. Good luck.
Hello guys, how are we doing today?
Yeah, I'm really good.
Yeah, cool. It's a bit tough out there at the moment, isn't it? People, difficult times, everyone just sort of sticking together, worried about family and friends. Tough.
Yeah, we've also got to make every effort though to ensure that our team survives and that businesses adapt and thrive.
I think before all of this happened, there were so many things that we were excited about, weren't we? I mean, the big one for me was the Northamptonshire SME Awards. I mean, I was looking forward to that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming up and it's just such a good opportunity for all the industrious, innovative and enterprising SMEs in Northamptonshire to raise their profile.
Yeah, it's a really exciting county, actually. There have been some cracking entries in the past.
Yeah, definitely. Last year there were some great entries. The overall winner last year was One Space Media. Best customer service was Office Genie. Business innovation was Oyster Technologies. Service excellence, Grace Homes. I mean, there's just so many. But don't forget that the deadline for entries this year is Thursday, the 11th of June.
Thursday, the 11th of June. I have to remember that. Okay. I'll make a note of that now.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting dressed up again. I mean, it's been a little bit of a while. But yeah, it's taking place on the 22nd of September in 2020. So hopefully by then all things are sort of settled down. And I think it's at the Royal and Derngate Theatre in Northamptonshire. It's going to be really good to meet all the fellow sponsors. So the platinum and headliner sponsors, including Stanaire, Regis and Portfolio Events. Yeah, it's been giving us really good exposure, and you sort of come away with it with loads of good connections and stuff like that. So I think it's important that people that are interested do enter before the deadline on the 11th of June.
11th of June. Again, I'll make another note of that. 11th of June. So I think the thing with these awards, all the finalists should shout about it on social media, not just wait to win or don't win, just shout about it from day one. We've got so much to shout about. Just to get to the final 6 or 7 in a category for the whole county, it's absolutely brilliant achievement. We're sponsoring the Community Champion this year, which is exciting. We've got some stiff competition because it was Goodwill Solutions, which is a fantastic, really innovative packaging and logistics space last year. It was fabulous. Don't forget the deadline, Thursday the 11th of June.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, the actual awards night in September, it feels like quite a long way off, but I think having that sort of on the other side of this whole thing is helping me stay focused, and I'm sure it will do for the other businesses involved.
Yeah, definitely. But if you find yourself at home or perhaps in an empty office on your own, maybe with a little bit of extra time on your hands that you don't normally have, then just get enter these awards. You've got time to do it.
I like it. Hear, hear. Right, guys, until the next time, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
I'm loving you up. See you on the night, Northamptonshire.
Yeah.
Northamptonshire. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Ta-ta.
Bye.
Oh my God, look at them.
Hi.
Hi
Can you hear me?
everyone. Yes?
I've got a question. So I'm Zoe Lawton from 2030 Labs. So we've not entered before. So could you tell us a bit about what you would like to see in applications?
Basically, the judges are looking for evidence. So it's all for saying that your business is really, really good, but they're going to look for some proof, and that can be as simple as testimonials from your customers, sometimes even your suppliers. Lots of people forget about their suppliers. I sometimes mention banks, but I don't think we talk about them this week. They're not in anybody's good books, are they? But really, you want testimonials. You want to make it as visual as you can, so it's interesting for a judge. A judge could be looking at up to 25 applications. It's got to stand out. So to stand out isn't about putting hundreds and thousands of words together. It's making it succinct. It's making it interesting. So use graphs, use photographs, show them who you are and where you work. Let's see, can we get June in again there? I think it's just the mic is acting up. Hi, June. Oh, it's the first time ever I've never been able to hear June. Okay, I'll tell you, let's just skip to Jane, if you don't mind. Jane, what do you look for when you're judging on the awards?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's really, as you said, it's something that actually grabs your attention. It's, first of all, your description of your work, etc., should be interesting, should catch the eye. But I think it's all the supporting evidence. We've had things before, sort of videos that have been funny but very informative. It's perhaps keeping it light, not being too heavy. Although we're saying you need loads of information, it's got to be relevant, succinct and interesting, and just to catch the eye. And I think that sometimes people are at an advantage if they're advertising or something. They can just put a PowerPoint or put a video up and edit it and make it look great. But actually these days it's pretty easy for all of us to do that. Even I can manage that. So even in my conservatory, unfortunately for you lot, but well, yeah, that's cool.
Lovely, thank you, Jane. How about Robert? Robert, you've been judging before for us.
I think sort of echo what Jane says, really. I think what you need to have is accountability backed up by evidence in regard to what you said you've done. Other people can back that up as well, to your customer service, what you provide to your customers and also to the community. And I think once again it's stand out what differentiates you from other businesses within the area, to make you stand out from the crowd. And I think that's something that we look for, and something different, something that's maybe new, innovative, that makes you stand out as well. But I think the biggest thing is customer service, and delivering what you say you're going to deliver. So with honesty and integrity, really. So that's pretty much it from my point of view.
Great, Robert. And in this day and age, just what Robert said there, it's so easy to check anything. So make sure you say it as it is, because these days it's really, really easy for judges who actually judge this remotely online. They can go off and find out lots of information. So just tell it. That's great. Great question. Any other questions?
There's one in the chat from Hannah Gray.
Is that Phoebe?
Yeah. There's one in the chat from a lady called Hannah Gray asking, is this solely for businesses in Northamptonshire?
Yes. So these particular awards are the SME Northamptonshire Awards. So basically, you have got to be based in or do the majority of your business in Northamptonshire. So if you're based outside Northamptonshire, but the majority of your business takes place in Northamptonshire, you need to highlight that in your application. The good news is, if you're here and you're not in Northamptonshire, we've got SME National Business Awards that are open as well. So following this, if you want to drop us an email, we'll give you information on that. Awards are now open as well. Thank you, Phoebe.
Thomas Cliff put a message in the chat asking if people apply for more than one category, or whether they just stick to the focus on the one.
Yeah, absolutely. You can enter up to 2 categories in Northamptonshire. And we always encourage people to enter more than one. It's interesting because when you first think of the category you want to enter, you don't know who else is going to be entering in that category. And we've often found that people who actually win, it's in the category they weren't expecting to win that they do win. So please, there's not an awful lot of work in doing a second. It's down to a couple of questions. So once you've got most of that generic information about your business to the judges, it isn't a lot more work to do a second application. Thank you, Thomas. Does that answer your question? I can see you. I can't hear you, but I can see you. Thank you.
He's having mic issues. Steve Rees has asked if there's an application form or pack.
Is there an application form or pack? Yes, it's all online. Everything's online. So all you have to do is register. Very, very easy. You just go in and register, and then you can take a look at the different categories. They're not actually submitted till you finally press the button, but the information is retained. So you can dip in and out as many times as you want. You can have a look at the different questions and then decide which categories you're going to enter. Does that help, Steve?
Yeah, can I ask a question? Can you hear me?
Of course, yeah. Yes, indeed.
I'm a marketing consultant, so it's not directly for me, but one of my clients entered last year, Rutherford's big trophy shop, and they had a table as well. And so this year I've been tasked with making the application again. Presumably it's okay to go a second time.
Absolutely. The only restriction there is if you win a particular category twice, then you've got to enter a different category. But
Okay,
you can change, and you can go in as many times as you like.
Okay,
We
that's
encourage
good.
you to do so, because often the second or third time around it's a lot easier because you get a feel for the awards and you know what's happening.
Okay.
And I noticed we've got one of the things like you do helping people with applications. We've got Emma there as well, who often helps people with applications. So don't be, if you're looking for help, do give us a shout, because we've got the names of people who can help you with your applications.
Okay, that's great. And just to clarify the dates, the 11th of June is the cut-off, is it, for the entries?
It is. It's the 11th of June. Again, a lot depends on the way things are at the moment, because we're in a great position that we can just extend it if we need to. But what I would say is, every awards we do, the last 48 hours, we get inundated with people entering.
Yeah.
And then if anything goes wrong, it just makes it more difficult. So for your own good, the sooner the better.
Okay, and the event's was it the 26th of September, you said?
Yeah, we're actually looking at moving that to October at the moment. So we will keep you up to date with the date. But again, we're very conscious of what's going on, and we don't want anyone to miss out on anything. So we're sort of keeping a look at that. The date is a little bit fluid. We will move it as we need to, in order that we can all celebrate in style.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks, Steve. Anybody else?
I just wanted, I don't want to ask a question, but we've entered the last couple of years and won the best enterprise, and so obviously that's been brilliant for our what do you call it, kudos and that. But a couple of people are asking about how to enter and what to put in the application, and I just like to say to everybody, just go for it. I was asked to speak at an event very similar to this a couple of years ago, and that's what made us enter. And you know, when you're sort of sitting there thinking, shall I, shan't I, and what do I put down? And the thing we found was, yes, do it, and just write it from the heart about what you're passionate about doing. and that led us to hopefully impressing the judges, I think. So just try not to overcomplicate and overthink it, and just put in there what you're really proud of, and pick 2 or 3 things, and just bang, that's what you base your application around. The thing I've got to say that I think the judges are really wonderful about is they seem to enhance the people in this business and not the application. So when you're writing about yourself, it's about having that posture and putting it forward. And having spoken to a few of the judges afterwards, I think they actually feel that they don't just look at it as a tick box exercise. So I found that from other winners. I know like Sally from Best Friends is on here as well, and I know those guys felt exactly the same. So just go for it. It's brilliant.
Absolutely, and thank you, Mark. We often say if it's your first time doing it, almost treat it like a mock exam, because you learn so much as you go through the process. And if you make it to the finals, that's all you need to be able to shout about it across social media and through old traditional media, although they're fading faster than ever now. So yeah, absolutely. Tell them the key things that are out there. And you've got to remember, people don't know who you are or what you are. So make it as visual as you can so that they can get a real idea of the businesses that they are dealing with. That's great, Mark. Thank you. I hope you're going to enter again this year.
Absolutely. Actually,
and of course,
just made me think of a question. Do you know what? I saw some details about the national awards. Is there a deadline for those at the moment as well? Because I can't find the information.
Yeah. So one of the things we should mention is if you win your category here this year, you will automatically get through to the finals at Wembley. But you can, of course, enter the nationals separately. And it's a good way if you want to enter different types of categories. So although you're restricted to 2 in Northampton, you can enter up to 3 in the nationals. So actually, if you think about it, you can actually go through till 5. Let me just check the date of the closure for the nationals. The entries close on the 4th of June for the SME nationals.
Okay.
So you've got till the 4th of June.
That's good.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you.
In answer to your question, without a doubt, we're entering.
Yeah, can I just add something to that?
Of course, Emma.
Yeah, like you say, I do help people out with their entries, and one thing I found when speaking to companies is that they might have entered before and not got anywhere, and when you kind of delve into it, the reason is their supporting evidence. They tend to answer all the questions and then just press submit, or they might just upload one graph or something like that. So one thing I try and encourage people to do is once they've answered all the questions, to read back through them and think, almost like doing a university assignment or something, how can you back up what you said in each question, and then start to think about what supporting evidence would match each question. So yeah, if you've said that you had a particular product or service that was well received, then get testimonials, not just generic ones, but ones specifically about the product you've mentioned. Or if you've expanded, did you send a press release out, and have you got any press cuttings about your expansion that you can then upload as a PDF? And yeah, just try and get a bit more specific and make sure that your supporting evidence matches up with what you said in the question.
Absolutely, you're so right. And I think one of the things that the judges often get frustrated about is they tell people, get excited and they write about how good they are, but then they just don't give them any proof. There's no reason for them to say, I could say I'm the very best in the world, but I'm the only one that believes it. There's nothing there. There's nothing else to prove. You've got to back it up with something, and there are so many opportunities. The fact that you've all got successful businesses means that you should be entering anyway. It's just the way you tell the story, isn't it? It's about storytelling apart from everything else. Thank you, Emma. Anyone else? Any of our judges or anything like to say anything, or any other cues?
Just
no?
That's all you can say. Have a go, push yourself, because it's really important. As June says as well, mention it everywhere you possibly can, every social media that you participate on, in whatever, any advertising for your company, everything, because it's just a valid thing that people can see that you are progressive and wanting to improve yourselves. Excellent. Greg, hi Greg, we've good to see you back with us. How are you keeping?
Yeah, good, thank you.
Good.
Glad I could join it this morning.
Excellent. Now, the last time you did the judging with us, we used to sit around the table for hours on end.
That's right.
It's a lot, I think, slicker now, which allows the judges to go off and check other things, like go online, check their websites, and many judges even go into company's house just to check that the figures stack up. So take note of that, folks. What do you look for in particular, Greg, when you're looking for a good company locally?
So we're looking to sponsor the Employer of the Year. So really, we're trying to promote, obviously, Kettering, Northamptonshire-based businesses on the back of this. Obviously, it's tough times for everybody. So hopefully, we can get a bit of good news on the back of these awards. But typically, what we're going to be looking for is looking at businesses that have kind of tried to get the best out of their people to try and help their businesses grow and excel in this sort of pandemic that we're in at the moment. Obviously, that'll probably be a bit of a focus that we'll be looking at about how businesses have supported their people, but there'll be other factors that we'll sort of look into as well. That's kind of it for us. I think we're keen to be involved. We're keen to sort of see what Northamptonshire has to offer in terms of the businesses that we have, and looking forward to the new online application process and judging process.
Excellent. Thank you, Greg. Great. Has anybody any other questions they have, or any judges that are there with us from the past want to say anything, please do so. No. Okay, folks. Well, listen, thank you all very, very much for joining us today.
Don't forget, Thursday, 11th of June.